What's the single player experience going to be?
So there is a complete, each episode has a story within it, as well as there is a grand story for all 5 episodes put together. And the solo player experience is largely based upon going through that story. But as much as we hope people will embrace and proceed through that story, people are also just as welcome and encouraged, and there's plenty of features to support their play that has nothing to do with combat and has nothing to do with the linear storytelling. And what I mean by that, of course, is just like in, say, Ultima Online, where a significant fraction of the people were never involved in combat or any story. They instead were blacksmiths who provided service to the people who were going to the dungeons and needed swords and armor, so they'd forge them for them. And those people would bring back from the dungeons gold and iron that could be forged into the weapons that they would need to go back and do the same behavior with. And so I hope we fulfill both the story lovers as well as the virtual world inhabitants.
Can you talk about the multiplayer that will be in this game?
Yes, multiplayer is one of the things that I'm hoping that will turn out to be one of the more innovative things we've done. Now, it really remains to be proven out. We can demonstrate it in a test bed, but we haven't scaled it enough to say with resounding confidence that this is what we'll be able to do persistently. But the way that it works, our intention is that since instead of being an MMO client server, where the only way to play it is if you're logged onto the server, this actually will play standalone in the client. So you can play solo player offline anytime you want. But as long as you're online, it will look for people to bring into the same play space as you. And the first people that will look to bring into that play space are people we know are your friends. So if, for example, we have a connection to your Facebook account, we'll find all your friends that are also players. And if one of those is in the same region of the world, we'll put you into the same play area together, so you'll see each other walking around the map. Let's suppose we either don't have a connection to your Facebook friends or they're not online. You'll also have Portalarium buddies, people that we know that we've indicated through our game you know. And if we can't find any of those, we'll look for people who are in the same geographic region as you. We're here in New York right now, so if we're logged in from New York, we'll look for other New Yorkers to put in the same room just on their off chance that while chatting, hey, I'm in New York too. Maybe we'll meet up at the next gaming event in town. Or we'll look for people to match it, to bring into your space that are on similar quests, have similar interests, or other things that might make that person relevant to you. And what we don't do is put the teeming masses of strangers who you ignore in MMOs anyway to wander past. We try to bring people in front of you who you would have some reason to care about. And then once we've made those matches, it plays like a multiplayer game. But you don't have to party up, you don't have to create factions, you just immediately see each other on the outdoor map, you immediately see each other inside of scenarios, and are immediately grouped together or against each other in some cases.
What role will fans who fund this game play as the game is developed?
Well, one of the essential elements of crowdsourcing is the fact that anyone that chooses to join us in one of the higher levels of crowdsourcing will not only get early access to the beta and alpha of the game, but also get to be part of participants in our development blogs. And not just as a reader, but as a lobbyist. Because we actually think that, while we as a team have pretty strong ideas about what we think will make a great game, we're not making the game for us. We're making the game for the players. And there were some great lessons about that in Ultima Online. I mean, we put tons of features into Ultima Online that once the game launched, nobody noticed and or cared about, and that we eventually took out. And there were other features that we'd hardly put in the game, like, say, fishing. Fishing was a simulation 50-50 chance to catch a fish. That's the end of it. And it became one of the most popular things in the game, and so we ended up investing a lot more in it after launch. And so by having the customers involved early and often, it means we can stop developing don't waste the time and money on the things that we quickly will know they're not interested in, and instead focus those same energies on the things that we know they would be interested in versus guessing. And so it really will make the development process far more efficient for us and far more successful for the players.
What are your thoughts on PC as a gaming platform today?
I am still very bullish on the PC. I'm a PC gamer myself, but by the way, I always have been. With the rise and fall of different consoles, I've always made games for PC. We've occasionally made things for Macs. I'm actually a Mac fan. I carry iOS devices. But as a gaming platform, I love the PC. And I think the reason is that I love having the screen close to you versus a TV in the living room. I love having a keyboard and a mouse for detailed interaction versus a controller. And so this is first and foremost a PC game. Now that being said, I actually like to play on a tablet as well. So I have a kind of personal hidden agenda that, I play a lot of games on tablet these days, and so we keep cross-compiling it over to the tablet just to see how long and if and when it might still work on a tablet. But, we'll see how that goes. But this really is a PC game.
It's funny you brought that up. That was my next question.
Yeah, so it's I have to confess that as a gamer, I played, if you think about the games that I judge a good game as a game I played to completion. And I can name the games I played to completion right now. They start with, like, the first game I ever played to completion that wasn't one that I wrote was Myst. And not necessarily in order anymore, but the others are things like Battlefield 1942, Medal of Honor, the original Command and Conquer, the original Warcraft, not the Worlds of, but the RTS. I played a lot of Worlds of Warcraft. And I've probably missed a few in there. There's probably, another half a dozen. But that's it. Those are really, from a PC game standpoint, the games that really inspired me to play them completion. It's really a list of maybe a dozen. In the last 3 years, the majority of the games I played to completion have been on mobile platforms. It's been on things like Plants vs. Zombies. Love it. Tower defense things on mobile in general. I love them. Most recently it would be Kingdom Rush was one of the games I've struggled through and had to go to the web to figure out how to finally conclude. But I really enjoy it a lot. And for me, with my traveling lifestyle, it's very convenient. And so I would love to see our game work on a tablet. We're going to see if we can pull it off.